Hey guys, Team Yugi Fails here, and today we're going to be doing a little segment that's different. It's basically going to be a segment where I talk about this deck that I think is going to be decent when links come out, or it's an interesting pick, it's a cheap choice to pick up now. So we're going to take a look at Subterrors. Now obviously the OCG doesn't have this, so we don't have any reference points to go off of, but I'm going to be displaying how I play this deck with no extra deck, because we're taking into consideration link format. Now obviously you could make an extra deck with this, there's no saying you couldn't, but I'm going to be showcasing how I play it without an extra deck, and kind of the reasonings why behind some of these cards. So, 2, Stalagmo, he's okay. You know, if you can go into him, then sure, go into him, but you don't have to. He does just have a high attack, which is the plus, being 2800. Now, this is the best one, in my opinion, out of the behemoths. Subterror, Behemoth, Umastrix. He banishes your opponent's cards, or their monsters, when you flip him face up. So he's pretty significant, and he's got that nice big 2700 booty, which is pretty nice. I have to actually, I can't even pronounce some of these, so you're going to have to forgive me. Subterror, Behemoth, Ultra Maphis, or Maphis. He has a high attack, but when he's flipped face up, you change all their face up monsters on the field to face down defense position. So he's basically a Book of Eclipse. You're going to have to forgive me on this name too, but I'm going to try my best. Subterror Behemoth, Phosphoro Glacier. That one's actually pretty easy with my science background. But this one, he's Foolish Burial, basically. He's decent. You just kind of use it if you need to get like an Umastrix to grave, and you were able to summon him off of Fiendus. Then one, Subterror Behemoth, Stygo Kraken. This card's really good if you can combo it with this guy, because then you can just kind of blow your opponent's board up. So that's it for the behemoths. On to the other guys, the regular Subterrors. I play 3 Archer. This card's really good. It's also like one of those things where if you don't draw a behemoth but you draw into one of her, you can always just set her, let your opponent attack into it, and then you're good. And keep in consideration, I am referring to this post links. I have tested this deck out in the current format, and it can do some things, but it's not the greatest thing in the world. 3, Subterror Fiendus. This card is by far the best card overall in the deck. Obviously, you have the best Subterror Behemoth being Umastrix, but this is by far the best Subterror card that has been printed so far. It negates things, it lets you special summon things. I've had people rage quit because I've seen that card. Then 2 of the Subterror Nemesis Warrior. This one's not really important. You could actually play one of it if you needed space, but you have to play at least one of it. Then, where things get interesting, 3, Lithosagum, the Disaster. He's one of the True Kings. Obviously, all of the Subterrors are Earths, so if you can actually get a Fiendus on field with like an Umastrix in hand, and you have this in hand, you could destroy the Nemesis Archer on field. Then after you destroy the Nemesis Archer on field, you destroy the Umastrix in hand. This gets summoned. You get to strip 3 cards from your opponent's extra deck, and then you get Nemesis Archer, which is actually going to allow you to special summon from your deck a Fiendus, and from that point you can use Fiendus's effect to go ahead and set the Umastrix from your graveyard, which is pretty good. It's even better if you have Hidden City. Then moving on, 3 Ash Blossom and 1 Maxi. No room for Ghost Ogres, unfortunately. On to the spells, the 3 Hidden City with the 3 Terraforming. It's just too good. You want to see it as often as possible. I do 2 Cosmic Cyclone just to get rid of things. 2 Forbidden Chalice. I'm kind of assuming here that yes, Zoo will get hit, but Zoo, in my opinion, is still going to have something to go off of when we go into link format. So I think that's one of the things that everyone has to look out for. I think Zoo is going to be something that, even though Konami will hit it, I think they're still going to let it play around a little bit. One Raigeki to wipe those boards. 1 for 1 because you get Fiendus for free, basically. Then 1 Upstart. Then onto the traps. Obviously we play the Solemn Brigade because it's too good not to play this wonderful, wonderful lineup. And then the last trap, 1 of the Subterror Final Battle. So this card is absolutely crazy. I bounced around whether I wanted to play, 2 or 3, but then I actually ended up saying, you know what, because of its effect, I can cut it to 1, and with it being cut to 1, I see it more frequently than you'd think, and the card resolves, and when it resolves, usually you can just win the game. But you really only need 1 of it because you do need that space for everything else. But like I said, you could very well take out 1 Nemesis Warrior and put a second one of these in here if you feel that 1 isn't enough. But that is my first, almost, I want to say, budget deck idea for link format, because I'm sure a lot of this stuff will get reprinted in the Megatons. So let me just kind of lay out some cards. Obviously, I think almost all of the Subterror stuff, other than Fiendus, will probably get reprinted. We might see Lithosagum. I don't know the exact sets that they're putting in the Megatons, but if I feel like they are putting Raging Tempest. I could be incorrect, but I feel like they could be putting Raging Tempest in there. We won't see Ash Blossom, we won't see Maxi, but it doesn't matter, it'll probably get banned. I'm sure we'll get Hidden City. Hidden City is the expensive Subterror card out of all of them. I think they're still around $10, or pretty close to that. We might get Cosmic Cyclones because it was from Dark Illusion, which would be really nice to get those as a reprint. Other than that, not too much is going to get reprinted, but realistically, this deck is pretty good, and it can be budget if you cut, the Ash Blossoms and you put in Ghost Ogres instead. But I hope you guys enjoyed this deck idea for the upcoming soon-to-be link format. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to let me know what you thought in the comments below. And if you like the content, make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends. Let them know. Say, hey, this guy does some pretty cool videos. Alright, guys. I will see you soon, and hopefully we can get that nice top at Nationals. Team YuGiOh Fails signing out.